Okay? We're gonna have to get our doctors, lawyers, nurses, specialists. Remember during the pandemic when the Jamaican doctor up there in New York was the first to heal himself with Caribbean remedies and go back to work? I remember when Lorraine was the first to put out the cure worldwide for the thing that happened in 2019, 2020 and lost the channel for that reason. Don't worry, Jamaicans. Me say better days are coming. And I'm greeting you in the name of Jehovah, our Creator, and Jesus Christ of Nazareth, our King. You gotta know where we are in Bible prophecy. We're the children of the prophets, okay?
The Philippines and Jamaica is among some of the solutions being put forward to improve the human resource challenges in the public healthcare system. Philippines Health Secretary, who is on the island, revealed that both countries could benefit from a bilateral agreement that's expected to be signed over the next 3 days. Jamila Maitland picks up the story.
We are hoping over the next 3 days to sign an MOU around some common sharing of ideas, technical support.
Health and Wellness Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton, after welcoming health officials from the Philippines on Monday. The Philippines is the largest exporter of nurses worldwide. The country's health secretary Ted Herbosa revealed that it trains 10,000 nurses annually. 13,000 nurses migrate. The gap created by this has no doubt impacted the delivery of healthcare services to its 117 million people. Mr. Herbosa says by creating policies that benefit both the sending and receiving markets, the healthcare systems can be more self-sufficient.
Clinical side of nursing is just the actual face-to-face part. But a lot of the didactics and the learning can be done online. So I'm thinking of blended methods to be able to reach the long divide between the Philippines and Jamaica. And then there's also the concept of our nurses coming here, our senior nurses, training more people here with the experience they have. So faculty and trainee exchange. And the same with doctors and everything.
Chief Medical Officer Dr. Jacqueline Bisesa McKenzie, who was on a working trip in the Philippines last year, says the country, though significantly larger than Jamaica, has similar challenges. She says the ministry is looking to adapt some of the policies surrounding hospital and equipment management, as well as maintenance. The CMO revealed that visitation at public health facilities is also being reviewed.
They had a policy that allowed visitors to stay with the patients right throughout, and that allowed for less staffing needed on the wards. It made a huge difference. But managing it with our population, it's going to require some training. They do have training of their visitors coming in, but I think, though, that there's a difference in terms of our attitudes and our behaviors, that we would have to work it in slowly to see how it is that we can use that to help to alleviate some of the problems that we have.
Of equal importance is the culture of service in the Philippines. Like Jamaica, the healthcare workers there also complain about salaries and benefits. But the CMO says with a national focus on improved quality of life for all, a healthy balance can be struck while carrying out their duties.
Having that culture of customer service makes such a huge difference. Because the difference that we saw was that with even less than us, they are able to do more in some situations, simply because of that culture of, how they deal with one another.
Jamila Maitland, TVJ News.
So, when the Most High say for fear of the oppressing sword, everybody gonna return to them own people and their own lands. Notice we're gonna be the end of the people doing these things. Remember, there's a prophecy of those who enlarge their borders and so on and so forth. So our nurses and our doctors, we used to have them when I was small. They would go and visit the patients, which we're gonna be doing a lot of that. That's how we used to do things. In my own country, you're sick, you go and you be with the patient or the person, when they're the old, the young, the children. You know, the mothers get the care that they need. Or scripture say, young married men and women, the virgin marriages, the holy marriages, they're supposed to get a whole year off to make their families, start their families. So all of that stuff is what we're going to be moving back to. We're going to be training food, nutrition, prayers, psalms, hymns, spiritual songs, everything the Most High told us that we would use to heal ourselves. The word, the prayers. Remember, we have the gift of speech. When we speak, things are. Those gifts we got from Jehovah. The nations of the world, they have weapons of war. But we have defeated all these nations all these years by following Jehovah's laws. Okay? So we have to write our own history. And remember when we did history at advanced level, this thing that is so politicized now was called World War II. Yeah. And see, they want to erase Russia out of it. So that's why anytime you're in the earth, you better write down what you see. Because those who like to complain about the Bible this, the Bible that, the early church father this, why didn't they write down what they saw in the earth at the time when it was happening? We wrote it down, and then our notes and our writings is what we have to go by. They don't have any because they don't know that people constantly rewrite things. They like to put up statues, take pictures, say things that weren't happening. Yeah, so that's why many people in the earth have to write down what they see happening in the earth. So this is a fulfillment of Revelation 2 verse 9, Revelation 3 verse 9, and Ezekiel 83, no, 87. I think it Ezekiel 87 coalition. That's what's coming together. And these people have forever wars. So they gang up on Russia, and Russia has to, remind them who was the one that helped them get their freedom. This channel is banned on YouTube as well, just like they took down my channel. So you can go over there and listen to it. So a lot of people going to be losing their jobs, especially the leftist ones who have these diversity, equity, and inclusion positions, because they didn't really work for them. A lot of us, they just kick us out of our jobs and put these Hindus and a whole bunch of QRST people in at the job them, and kick out the real people them out of the military and put in the effeminate ones them. So a whole bunch of that been happening. I mean, you gotta give the liberals, they take care of their own people. Yeah, they make sure all the churches were closed during the pandemic, and all the STRIPCLUBS were open. Well, if the church don't want to fix this once and for all for good, they will see how liberals do things. Yeah. So that's why we're going back to our scriptures, and we've always had a theocracy. We're tribes. So a lot of these things don't affect us because we already take care of our own people according to the laws of Jehovah. So you can pause it and read it, because this site is also banned on the censorship media. Shalom.